Maximilian and the Mystery of the Guardian Angel, Chapter 4. Lalo's Big Surprise. The donkey lady fighting with the guardian angel? My mom's face is all squeezed up, trying to understand what I'm telling her. What in the world are you talking about, Maximilian? Do you even know how crazy you sound right now? Just as I expected, my mother doesn't believe a single word of what I say has happened to me down at Donkey Lady Bridge. Mijo, she says, like she's talking to little Robert. There is no such person as the donkey lady. That's just a silly story your grandmother made up. You must have been seeing things from when you fell. It must have been a pretty good hit, judging from the size of that purple bruise on your forehead. That's what you get for going out late at night and not listening to your father. Her school teacher voice is in full pitch. I did see the guardian angel, I insist, and the donkey lady is real. Maximilian, how would you even know what happened to you at the river? You were unconscious when Lalo found you. Lalo? Yes, Lalo. Lalo was the one who found you, says my mother very slowly, like maybe she thinks I won't get it otherwise. He told me that he had something to show you. When we couldn't find you, little Robert told us you had gone to Rock Donkey Lady Bridge. Lalo took off after you. He said that he found you unconscious on the bridge and carried you all the way home. I look into the living room and see Lalo sitting on the sofa. Marisol is drying off his hair with a towel. Well, it could have been him that I saw. He's almost as big as the guardian angel. I guess my mother's right. It must have been Lalo who I saw at Donkey Lady Bridge. Nobody in our town has ever been as big and tall as Lalo, except for maybe one person. Grandpa Antonio had a brother, right? I asked my mom. I remember seeing a photograph of my grandfather Antonio and his sister, my late great-aunt Lydia, standing next to a young man who was as big as Lalo, if not bigger. Why? Asked my mom so suspiciously. My mom never mentioned my grandfather's brother, but I had heard from others that our grandfather Antonio had a sister, Lydia, and a baby brother. Doña Alicia mentioned him the other day. What did she tell you about him? She asks me. She doesn't sound too pleased. Nothing much, I answered. She just told me that his name was Rodolfo, and that he looked a lot like Lalo. I was just asking because I was curious about him. She mentioned that he died years ago in Mexico. Stop asking silly questions, Maximilian, my mom says suddenly. What you should do is get up and thank Lalo for saving you instead of listening to people who have nothing better to do than to get into other people's business. I go into the living room where Marisol is fussing over Lalo. Lalo, thank you for saving my life. It's all right, he answers. I just wish that I could save you from your father when he gets home. My father! I'd forgotten about him. He was working late, so he hadn't been around for all the craziness involved with my late-night excursion to Donkey Lady Bridge. Don't sweat it, says Lalo. I'll play cards with your old man to soften him up so he won't go hard on you. I'll even let him win a few times. I smile at Lalo. I know my dad would never do anything to hurt me, but I still live in dread of that scolding look he gives me when I do something that disappoints him. Well, whatever your punishment is, you better just take it and not give your father any grief, says Lalo, especially if you want to go and see the guardian angel. See the guardian angel? He asks Marisol to hand him the duffel bag he had left on the kitchen table. He reaches in it and pulls out a flyer and hands it to me. I stare at the piece of paper in disbelief. The guardian angel was coming to wrestle in San Antonio. That was what he had wanted to show me. Chapter 5. Lucha Libre in San Antonio. The wrestling arena in San Antonio smells like old cigars. It's packed. As we walk down the aisle, my father and Lalo steer little Robert and me clear of a broken bottle on the runway. Why don't we move further back, mijo? Asked my father. We're way too close to the ring. It could get dangerous the way the crowd is acting. People will go crazy if the guardian angel wins, but they'll go nuts if he loses. I can't believe my father said that. The guardian angel never loses, I tell him. Little Robert holds up the guardian angel figurine and waves it in my father's face in confirmation. Though I know that what I have just said isn't exactly the complete truth. It's true that the guardian angel rarely loses, but, well, there have been a handful of times where he has gone down in defeat because his opponents were cheating. Yes, cheating. Tonight the guardian angel will be facing two of the most diabolical villains in all of Lucha Libre. Dressed as a prehistoric caveman, El Cavernario and his tag team partner, the chain collar-wearing Dogman Agario, have been terrorizing opponents in the ring for the last year. With each victory they got more and more arrogant. 3 weeks ago they had worked up the nerve to challenge the Guardian Angel himself to a fight in the ring. "He'll never fight us," El Cavernario had assured Lucha Libre fans. They went on to call the Guardian Angel an old fool. "The future belongs to the young, not to old relics from the past like the Guardian Angel." Aha! El Cavernario and Dogman Agayo had been proven wrong, for the Guardian Angel not only accepted their challenge, but promised to make them eat their words in San Antonio at the Freeman Coliseum. The Lucha Libre show begins with a series of opening bouts that whet our appetites for the main event action. The most memorable match can only be described as a virtual 8.9 earthquake on the Richter scale. This is a bout of gargantuan proportions that sees the irresistible 402-pound man known as the Ton Jackson go toe-to-toe with the immovable 405-pound Big Bad Tamba. Both huge men do the impossible and take to the air as if they were featherweights. The bout comes to an abrupt end when after 40 minutes of red-hot lucha libre action, the pint-sized ring official is sandwiched in a mid-ring collision between the two behemoths. The cataclysmic impact renders both fat men unable to continue their battle and sends the ring official to the emergency room in dire need of medical attention.